There we go. Baby's in bed. House is mostly clean. I need to vacuum upstairs, but didn't. Everything else got clean though. It's a good day. Now that trash can probably needs to be taken out too, but that's not bad. That's not bad. I thought, you know what? I could clean for another 30 minutes, or I could do a stream. I'd clean and go to bed probably, or probably read some of my book and then go to bed. But I thought, you know what? No, why not do a stream? That seems fun. Something different. Something I haven't done in a while either. I say a while. I did try to do it Monday a couple of times. It did not go well. But anyway, I started my diet, and I'm in it for the long haul because I had to delay it till after I came back from Dallas. Favorite Gungan character? I don't know. Captain Tarkles. What is up? Michael got to play 9 board games today, so it was a lot of fun. Adar greetings. Hello there. What's good? Well, I saw this really great stream with Chris Nelson. Had you on it and Alex and well, Alex was probably the person I didn't care about, and then Marcel and no, I'm kidding. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to watch. Right on. Yes, I was in the house. Not yes, not it was awesome. It was an awesome day. I asked my nephew to come over at night, like about 7:30 or 8. I said, "Come on over. I'll get the kids in bed. We'll play some games tonight." He came over at lunch, and I went, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "Oh, I thought you said come over." I was like, "Yeah, but tonight." He went, "Oh, I can stay late." And I was like, "Okay." And so he did it. But then his dad wanted him back by 8, so maybe that's why he showed up early. But yeah, God, that's what. That's about a game an hour, just about. We had some quick ones in there we played. Hello, Miss Martin Teresa, hitting it. Now, someone who does good streams, interesting streams. That's your girl right there. Did one. She was traveling abroad. Last I tuned in, so I hope you made it back home. If you have made it back home, and it's glad to see you too. Hello, how are you, Maxine? Yes, I guess. Oh, really? Wow, that's awesome. Hello, hello. What am I looking forward to in 2023? Well, my baby's gonna be 1 in another month. Uh, really excited to see how that works. It was a great, career wise, it was a great 2022. Did really good performance wise, and so that was really awesome. And I think I'm on track to have an awesome 2023 career wise. And so on the career wise, not much. Man, what can I look forward to? What am I looking forward to? Supernatural Encounters is coming out. It is coming out. Um, Gosh, I don't even know how much I can say about this. It hit a slight bump. Nothing bad, but just a stupid little kickback that's going to delay it by a few weeks. But what's a few weeks, right? It wasn't going to come out till later on this year anyway, but it is coming out, so that'll be exciting. Um, I'm interested to see Star Wars wise how long it takes them to get those Hungarian Han Solo books translated. That's what I'm really. This is kind of weird because now that Supernatural Encounters is just on the cusp of being. I mean, we're talking like going to the printer right now, and it's on the cusp of being made. I gotta think. I gotta think. Okay, what's next? I'm always what's next, and what's next for me is those Hungarian Han Solo books. I did find something new to me EU wise this year already, first of the year. So hey, start off 2023 great. Other than that, what else am I looking forward to? I'm not going to cons. I really want to go to a board game convention. I can't. Looking to play. This is just about my last full year with my gaming group, the one I have left, and going to have the best time at it. I don't know who's going to replace them. I have a few ideas. I'm trying to trying to get another gaming group put together, but don't know how serious they'll be. But it's my gaming group has been floundering the past few years. It's been kind of harder because it's been cut to lower and lower people, and I have fewer and fewer options, people to play with. And my girls aren't old enough to start playing some of the little games I have. They'll play a few with me, but they're too old. So that's one thing I'm going to enjoy this year for board games because I ain't going to have anything afterwards. And I don't know what else is there to look forward to. I got a few Kickstarters. I backed 2 Kickstarters, Michael. I backed 2 Kickstarters. Obviously, one of them was Marvel United season 3. I had to, and the other one was it was a late pledge. What was it? Foundations of Rome. That one appealed to me, and for some reason I didn't know that just recently got off closed out a expansion one. So I was like, oh well, all right, I can get it this time around. So I did. So yeah, I guess a lot to look forward to. A lot to look forward to. Want to be? My brother is coming up more. He's going to be coming up more, and I don't get to see him that much, and that'd be fun. Family wise, spend a lot more time with family. That's going to be a big one for me. With my extended, with my mom and dad and everyone. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. What are you? What are you? What is everyone else looking forward to in 2023? Wow, it was a long answer. I just kind of rambled there. Sorry about that. You know what? Someone in my gaming group loves. I think it is Trails. Is that National Trails? Trails. I think they love that game. They were telling me that the other day. Dark Greetings. Dark Greetings. For Jedi is mid to bad. You're enjoying Approaching Storm. You're enjoying it. Are you enjoying it for the wrong reasons or the right reasons? I mean, that's fine. I mean, if you like it, that's great. Slop, if you end up liking this, will you do me a favor? Write an article defending it and send it to the expandeduniverse.com. I'll post it. If you really did like it, defending Approaching Storm. Oh, I thought you were. Wait. Okay. Okay. Then I was missing the point of the stream with Steve. I thought you were already overseas. You were talking about a past trip then. I came in too late. I missed that. I thought you were talking about a current trip. So my bad. My bad. Split the Mind's Eye comic book or book? Well, I mean, I didn't read the comic book, so I don't know. I don't read comic books of novels. I know, for real, right? You made a meme for me? Yeah, go to contact at theexpandeduniverse.com. I checked that. Hello, sir. Hey, you did an interview. Where did I see Stevie B, right? Yeah, I saw that. Hey, Marcel, how's it going? No, I will not be able to. Will not be able to. Oh yeah, you know what? Noah was talking about that. I talked to him through an app, video app. He was talking about that just earlier this week, I think. World Racer. Hello, Brennan. Going pretty good. He came up with his insectoid species of the. I voted for that one too. I want to say in your poll. So very good video. I mean, I probably wouldn't do because Blue Pig. I'm not the guy to do RPGs. I do collect the Star Wars ones, but I don't play them. So I'm not the guy to do that type of review just because I'm not the RPG role playing guy. So I couldn't do it justice. I wouldn't. Yeah, I couldn't really explain a role playing game. I guess you just roll for dexterity, agility, insight, or whatever. I don't know the ins and outs of gameplay for RPGs. Scott says these Legends Con are bust. Yeah, well, I mean, good luck to you. I mean, man, that takes a lot. It takes a whole lot of effort to do that. So that's awesome. Well, for me, post Jedi is what I'd care about most. I know there's a lot of old Republic fans out there, but I'd be post Jedi. Yeah, I did too. I did too. But what sold me is the simplicity of actions, but the uh, complexity of your decisions. Meaning the choices are very simple. What you do, you probably saw that part. But where I saw a playthrough, because I watching how to play, I was like, that's it. But then watching a playthrough, I saw, oh, okay, I see why you do that. And then with all the expansions and whatnot, it adds different layers in there, which I found interesting. But yeah, I definitely understand. Oh, New Day Band. Weezer did 4 last year, so I'm not going to get any more. I get, well, I'd never say never. I could get a Weezer album in 2023. Finish your Viking. Oh man, that sounds awesome. Is that for cosplay? What? Well, congratulations, getting married there. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll watch the new Indiana Jones movie. It looks like crap, but can it be worse than the last one? I don't think so. I hope not. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, good job. Someone else we know is going on paternity leave too soon. Yeah, I totally forgot that his wife was already due. It seems like it was just yesterday when he told me they were pregnant. It really does. It feels like just a few months ago he told me he was pregnant. I mean, he told me his wife was pregnant. Yeah, I don't either. I don't either. But there's people who swear by Shatterpoint. I just don't like it. Yes, sure. Yeah, send it to contact@theexpandeduniverse.com. Talk about what you like about these, why they're charming. I'm fine with the difference of opinion. I'm fine with that. That you like it and I, for the most part, can't stand it. That's great. So yeah, go ahead. Who was it? Lance submitted an article about defending the Crystal Star. That's great. Oh yeah, yeah. Marcel. There are a few good ones, but most of them are just pointless, in my opinion. There you go. Well, hello there to Star Wars nerds. Actually, hold on. Let's see here. Up. There. We'll see if that works. All right. If you want to come on, I don't think I've had y'all on yet. See, I don't know anything about video games, but that's great. I'm glad you're excited about it. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Still today. Well, no, see, I didn't know that. Hey, so I tried 7 Up. Like I haven't tried Starry yet. I love 7 Up way better than Sprite. And I remember liking 7 Up better as a kid, but I haven't tried it forever. And then tonight we were talking about it. And Mark was, what should I get? And I said, what do they have? And she was just naming off something. Went 7 Up. I said, I haven't 7 Up forever. I said, let me try 7 Up. It's actually good. Yes, that Pinkerton. Exactly. Bum, 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 bum. Guide to videos, probably 10 times more. Did you know? Got your guide to guide videos. What is that? Guide to guides. Yeah. Yeah, I just talked about the ones that I just thought were just solid and I had in my collection. Yeah, it was a very long time ago. Hello, sir. No, it's not worth going through. It was so off the mark so many times that it was hard to stay on track. I love those days. I love those guys. It was a lot of fun, but we just would go off on tangents. It and what did Dylan say? It was fun because you're just listening to guys talk about Star Wars and just be crazy. Yes, he puts a little bit more charm in it, but I kept getting aggravated because we kept getting so off topic so many times. Oh, nice. Dave Matthews Band. There you go. Oh, good stuff. That's exactly what he's going to do. You like the fourth one? It's not that good. The fifth one does look terrible, but I am going to watch it. I agree. Is it the worst? The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull? Maybe, maybe. No. Yes, at the end it does. Oh, okay, good deal. Everyone likes the storyteller. It's okay. When you giving up, try 7 Up. I just haven't tried it in a while. I thought it was good. Oh, Legos. Right on. Oh, yeah. Which ones did you get? Yes, I do. I don't really drink that much Sprite, but I love 7 Up. Oh, that'll be. Are you playing that? Are you playing the RPG? Oh, that's my favorite one that I've read about. I love that one. I'd love to do that one. I don't. I wish I did, but I don't. Brennan, correct me if I'm wrong. It feels like a sweeter. It's different than Pepsi. It's a sweeter flavor, and I cannot. I've never pegged down what makes it different. But it's a little bit sweeter. The taste is different, and I like it better than Pepsi. I don't know. Brennan can probably describe it better than I could. Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. I wish it was still around. Yeah, saw that. It's always fun to look at someone else's collection. You know what? I'm not against the nuke the fridge scene where everyone makes fun of it. I was fine with that. So yeah, there are some good stuff in. There's some good stuff in it. Oh yeah, it'd be fine. Look at that. Look at Steve. Man, I haven't seen that guy in forever. How you doing, Steve? You doing all right? Hope you're doing fine. It's one guy I miss. All right, let me move on. Come on, let me move on. No, okay, good deal. Oh, Guide to Warfare is great. It's so good. Jedi versus Sith, you're gonna like a lot. Ryder Williams did a lot of good stuff. The Atlas is fun. It's a little boring, but it's fun because it puts all the planets out there and it has that map and everything, which I love. And the Illustrated Star Wars Universe by Kevin J. Anderson is just basically a group of stories with Uncle Hool, Professor Hool, who's in Galaxy of Fear. He was in the Illustrated Guide to the Galaxy first, and then the Star Wars Illustrated Universe first, and then John Whitman, who loves tying continuity in, put Hool as one of his main characters of the show. It's so good. So good. All those are fun. The only one I've gotten since then is the one on Beast. I can't remember what it is, but I bought that one like a few years back because Chris Nelson convinced me to get it. I don't think I'm going to watch it. Nice. What's liquid? Crystal Pepsi? Teresa, have you tried it? Have you tried it? That's what I want to know. Has Teresa tried Crystal Pepsi? Oh. Yes. I want to know if she's tried it. All right. No, they're so well written. I got to meet his family shortly after his death, like a few months after. I love his family. They're awesome. I talked to them for a long time. We did a stream on Tim's channel. Afterwards, I just ran my mouth, and Tim just kind of sat there like, Matt, are you going to shut up so we can all go home for the night? And we just talked through the night, and they were just so awesome. And his wife said, if ever you're in where they live, she says, I do want you to stop by, and you can stay here. You can stay at our house. I mean, just really nice, really down to earth people. And they said, Ellen Neal Smith, she said her husband and I would have gotten along well together. And dang it, I so wish I would have reached out to him. He sounds like an awesome guy. We had a lot more in common than Star Wars. Is it sad to say the last one, I wouldn't say the remake. You don't know if it was a remake or not. Technically, it could have been. But Fury Road was excellent. Excellent. Same director. It's excellent. Excellent. It's the best one. I get you that the first one is the best one out of the original three. That is true. But that new one was just solid. Okay, between these two, I don't know, because if you like The Essential Guide to the Force by Ryder Wenham, that's it. It's great. If you're into Jedi and Sith, you want to know, lightsaber stuff and all that stuff. It's really good. But Guide to Warfare just blew me away with all the connections and everything that just kind of pulled me in and had me really shocked me. Jason Fry did a great job. Both of those are good. Just depends on what you care about. I mean, I guess Guide to Warfare, if you ask me, but Jedi versus Sith Guide to the Force it's just great. So good. Both of them are really good. Where's Pitch Black? What? How is Pitch Black back? Wait a minute. What is this? What is this? Pitch Black. What do you mean? Oh, you're talking about Pitch Black Mountain Dew. I thought you were talking about Vin Diesel's Pitch Black. No, you did. Now you're just trolling me. That was terrible. That whole scene swinging with the monkeys, terrible. Into the Spider-Verse was good. It was good. I don't care about the sequel. I'll watch it. I'm not excited about it, but Into the Spider-Verse was good. Yeah, lighter. Yeah. There's some other flavor. It's not a citrus. It's not a citrus flavor, but there's some other it's not vanilla. It's a weird, they change it. It doesn't taste like Pepsi though, like regular Pepsi. It definitely tastes different. I mean, those, I can't, it's been so long, I'd have to look at my shelf. Fan speculation since the color is like, maybe so. Check your email, goofball. Everyone was happy about that. I guess I need to check. Oh, there he is.
Hi. Rang.
Right.
How are you?
I'm excellent. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good.
It's good to see you. I asked Teresa if she wanted to come on too.
I was on a stream with her today. Book stream.
Oh, yes. I haven't watched that one yet.
Yeah, we just started the third Shannara book.
Yes. Yeah. That's the other thing. I love the book reviews on her channel too.
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun with it. It's
Is Rennie reading those too with y'all?
yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, because she did the first few with y'all. So yeah.
Yeah, we've done. This is the 8th book we're doing.
Oh wow!
We'll get
pushing through.
Yeah, we'll get through number 10 this year, I think.
Okay. Wow. Awesome.
Yeah, we're doing Magician by Raymond Feist when we're done with the Shannara stuff.
Okay. Best lightsaber battles that no one brings up on YouTube, brother. I don't know. I'm sure. I really like Gan Torres and Luke because it's the first time we saw the double. Was it a double-bladed lightsaber?
You know, Kal Katarn versus Desan. If you use force speed, you just chop him to bits. He doesn't get to do anything. Boss fight.
Have you read Star Wars Guide to Warfare, Steve?
No, I bought Essential Guide to Droids and Essential Guide to Characters.
Yeah, he's right. The essential guides are all right. They have some nice art. There's one to planets and moons. Yeah, I think I bought like one of each, and then some of the updated ones, not all of them, because I said, "Oh wait, this is always going to be out of date."
Yeah. Well, now it isn't. I guess
now, yeah. Except there's something in one of the newer guides has something in there that I don't have, and I'm missing some type of They made some kind of EU connection in it that I never knew about. And I can't remember what it is right now. Someone had told me on my first set of reviews.
Would you buy that book for one reference that you don't already have?
Probably not. I need to remember what it was. First off, I can't remember. I know about Alien Encounters, but I never saw it. But you know what? That Teresa girl, she's a pretty fine lady. Oh wait, there she is.
Oh. Hi, Matt.
Hello.
Hi.
Here's some guy you haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
No, never.
Okay. Have any of y'all read? You know what, Marcel? I think I did. I want to say I did podcast on this like a few years back when I reread Dune. And if I have not done it, I think I reviewed the newest Dune trilogy on Prince of the Universe like a month ago or something. Have y'all read the Dune books?
Never read any of them. I keep getting scolded for it, and have been scolded for it for 20 years, but I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah. Well, for favorite characters, Duncan Idaho is, of course, good. If you want me to go into a villain, Erasmus.
You know what?
Erasmus.
What if Duncan was a prostitute? And they ask him, who are you?
Well,
and he says,
later on in the series, he kind of gets treated that way. Hold on, come here.
Yeah, because he would say Idaho.
Oh, good night, Duncan. Good night, kid.
Hi.
Hello.
Say it. Want to say it? Want to say hello? They're saying hello to you. You want to tell Steve to suck an egg?
No.
You're a bad influence.
She's tired. That was her. I'm tired.
Yeah, she's like, I'm done with this S.
Yeah, that's what she was.
The way you looked is how I feel.
Yeah.
I hate humanity.
Yeah, Tales of the Jedi, great comic book series. Yes, I agree. That's true, actually. You talked about Force Speed just now, Steve.
Oh,
That's actually true. It's not shown that much. Episode 1, we see it.
Well, I think he's talking about in the game when you fight Desan in the Cult of Karn game.
Well, in the EU period.
I just did it with Force Speed. I just sped up and just hacked. Maybe I got lucky, though.
I wonder what other references have Force Speed in it.
Well, there's a little in the Phantom Menace.
I mean, yeah, there's some in the movie, but in the books, I don't think there was, unless it's been a while. But in Darksaber, when they're running away from the Wampas, are they using accelerated speed? I don't remember.
Would Force Speed tire the person out?
It can, yeah. The Westing Games Planet Collection, way back. Oh, okay. Didn't know about that. Up, Steve. We talk on Twitter sometimes. Have you read the new Dragonlance novel that came out last year, and is it any good?
I have not read it, but I've spoken to a couple who have read it, and it reeks of reboot, which is what Wizards of the Coast have done with the franchise. So it's and there was a lawsuit involved with the writers, and it's. I'd say wait and see it and until the trilogy is done.
Teresa, you're a lover of books, a reader. Have you read the Dragonlance novel?
No, I did go ahead though and buy it. I wanted to show the support for Margaret Weiss and Hicks
because they just got the rights reverted back to them, right? A few years back.
No. That's part of the thing. Yeah, that
you know what happened? That they got hired to write Dragonlance books again, and they were going to do a trilogy. And then when they were done, they were told to edit it because it didn't fit, modern audience or something like that. So there was a lawsuit. The Wizards of the Coast basically said, you have to do it or we're not publishing the books you've already written, right? So I think they made a compromise and the book was edited. And then fast forward, half a year, Margaret Weiss on Twitter says, well, I didn't know they were rebooting Dragonlance because Wizards of the Coast just announced that they're rebooting Dragonlance for the 5th edition. And they didn't even tell the creators of Dragonlance. They had to find out on Twitter. And the guy who made Spelljammer suffered the same, shit.
Man, that's sad because here's the thing. I mean, people making them just re-edit it. Let's just say that, just having them re-edit their works. If you love Dragonlance, you automatically love Margaret Weiss. And when you read Margaret Weiss, you want her to sound like Margaret Weiss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the fan club is already into that. You have to make it.
It's only been like that. Sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's only been like that for 40 years. And I think that they were very diplomatic. They never quite said what it was that was supposed to be edited, but you could tell they were pissed. I mean, they were pissed enough to do a lawsuit, and they have been salty as F on Twitter about this new, what's, help me out, Steve. I forget what, I don't want to sound like an Egypt, but when they.
It's console? A new trilogy.
Not a console, No, not this trilogy, but I'm totally using the wrong words. The things that those books that they make for campaigns and
the
hold on just a moment.
Campaign books.
Hold on just a moment. Say it.
Okay.
Second egg, Steve.
Oh, good heavens! That's so rude.
Oh my!
Santa won't give you a present.
Hey! Listen to what she says. Listen to what she says. Listen to what she says. Here, do your thing. What do? You kissed it, and what do you say?
When you're busy and everybody gets it, you can put it in your horn.
Whenever I am lonely, whenever I get sad and I miss her, I can put it near my heart. She'll always be there. All right. Say goodnight. Say goodnight to Miss Teresa.
Well,
Say good night.
Good night.
good night.
Suck an egg, Steve.
Oh,
No.
Suck an egg, Steve. You want to say it one more time?
no.
Okay, we won't be mean to Steve. All right,
It's
good night.
okay. You can say it.
No, she figured that was mean, so she's not going to say it. That's our tender heart.
Aw.
What if she had started crying just as she left the camera?
Daddy said, no, I
Awkward.
wouldn't let her cry over Steve.
Oh,
I made a
that was-
video on this, Tanner. Check it out. Boo. Why? Because I added Steve? I'm kidding.
Oh.
The stabs are flowing today, Mr. Wilkins.
I think you have reviewed Light and Shadow yet, have you? I think I have, but I can't remember. A lot of those tales, I forget. They're all often done.
I just started the Young Jedi Knights for the first time.
Oh, how are you liking it?
I read the first book and started the second, and so far, yeah, it's fun. It's
Yeah,
I had a blast
love
with the
them.
first one.
Yeah, they're really good. And the Revenge of the Sith game, the video game. Okay. He's the lightsaber trainer, right? For the lightsaber or sword master, I think.
I can't remember. I've read so many Star Wars books, but a lot of them were 20 and 10 years ago. So it kind of blurs after a while.
Oh my. Scandals Cantina. Well, let me see if I can get you on, sir. Yes.
Recheck them and cover them up before you come away.
Sure.
So he hasn't spoken to you all year?
Who?
The Scoundrels Cantina.
Well, I mean, not in 2023.
So he's having a good year so far then.
He's a good guy. Sent you an invite if you can come. Sure.
Well, that is completely hard, Stieg. I'm on
Yeah,
Team Matt now.
Well, he had poked
I
at
do
me for a
too,
while.
but-
I'm allowed one poke.
No. Does the exist a comprehensive list of all the plants and names ending in ooing? Dantooine, Tatooine. What's another ooing?
Off the top of my head, I think that might be the only two.
They have to take out the love potion. Wow.
Is that? I don't know what that means, but yeah.
Oh, it's probably a love potion because they have magic like that. And
Oh yeah, because it's non-consensual.
yeah, well, technically, it is non-consensual.
That's not wrong, but just because something's in a book that maybe not be perfectly moral doesn't mean that they're endorsing it in real life or saying people should be doing it.
Yeah.
Crying out loud.
Helicopter
Oh.
lightsaber. Yeah, he was the
Oh,
Jedi
no.
battle master. That's what I meant. I knew it was something like that. Oh, here's Clatooine.
Oh yes. Mantuine.
Yeah, Mantuine, Vectuine,
Vectuine sounds like something you have to take for a rash.
Okay.
Oh no.
Hey, Luke, how's it going, man?
Oh, hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you fine. Good to see you, man.
Well, it's been a while.
Yeah, it has. But you're here,
Yeah,
and I'm glad. Happy New Year, my friend.
Happy New Year and Merry Christmas and everything. I've been quite absent with everyone, basically, going through some huge troubles. I'll talk about it later with you privately. or
Okay,
something.
yeah. I'm sorry to hear that.
And
though.
it's 5 a.m. over
It's
here.
fine.
so-
Hey,
Oh.
there you
and
go.
yeah, why not? I'll join for a few minutes. So, by the way, I have more answers for the Tatooines. There's also Ventuine, Zytuine, Sestuine.
Zestuine and wow. Okay.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 planets with
Oh
the
my
Uine,
gosh.
by the way.
Wow. Yeah, I was not up to snuff on that, so I did not know. I did not realize it.
You're Oween ignorant.
I am oohing ignorant, as they say.
You've heard
I
it
don't-
here first.
I don't know if I should be embarrassed about that though. It's really kind of unique, a little thing I don't know. So I wanted to ask, and Luke, if you have talked about this on the channel, forgive me. I know you talk about new canon, which I'm not interested in, but someone had written an article. No. They told me this, and I forgot. I didn't know about this, but Filoni, I guess there's a book called Ahsoka out there.
Yeah, from a while back, like from
Okay,
2014, I think.
That author got in touch. Hold on just a moment. Are y'all supposed to be in bed? You need a what? Get in bed. Get in bed. Get in bed. This is a con. Get in bed. Get in bed. Go get in bed. Anyway. Deltaween. I remember that one too. But they told me that he helped out that author. Get in bed. Go. That he helped out that author with developing the story for Ahsoka, but then later on in his own series, completely contradicted that novel.
Yeah, it basically
So
happened.
but yet he was the one that gave input to the author, like this is how Ahsoka's story goes, and then he went back.
The thing is,
Well, he kind of retconned the Clone Wars, or Rebels, or whatever it was, with the Mandalorian.
He retconned both Rebels and Clone Wars with the Mandalorian. And the thing is, I'll be honest, I was a fan of Dave Filoni during the Clone Wars era and Rebels. But after that, with the Mandalorian and everything that comes with it, like after all the animated series, I'm starting to lose a lot of respect for everything, because the universe is extremely small now. Because Ahsoka, I like Ahsoka as a character, just because of the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, but I don't like seeing her everywhere now. She's literally everywhere, and it's getting boring. It's not special anymore at all. So I'm getting sick of that, and also this new animated series called Tales of the Jedi. I'll admit they had really good Dooku episodes, which can be a standalone story on its own, even if you put it in the EU, which I really liked. But on the other hand, there were only 6 episodes, and 3 were about Ahsoka again, and then retconned that same novel once again. By the way,
I've noticed what he keeps doing though. Whenever he makes a new character, he every time he attaches that character to a legacy character.
Oh yeah. That's why the universe is small, because you're constantly seeing Rebels and Clone Wars characters everywhere now, which I like. I like the characters from Clone Wars and Rebels, but they're literally everywhere now, and I'm not liking that.
Oh yeah, too much out there.
Absolutely.
I get that. Watering down the characters. I get that.
Yes.
Yeah. And the fact that they can't even keep track of that of their watering down.
The thing. It's not that there's that big of a continuity that they can, there should be tons of wiggle room now because they've reset everything. I don't know about this one, but he said Bad Batch contradicted the Kanan comic.
Yes.
So
and Revenge of the Sith.
That's what someone else said earlier.
What Bad Batch did specifically, they had this Kanan comic book, which is the main character from Rebels, and I liked the comic book. It was really nice. It was one of the first ones from official canon.
Yeah.
And I liked Rebels as well. And what it did was it completely changed the setting of how Order 66 transpired for Kanan when he was a Padawan to Depa Billaba or whatever,
Okay.
Who was brain dead at the time.
Yeah. They literally just ignored. They even changed the colors of the clones. They were supposed to be red, and for some reason, the same commander in the series for the Bad Batch was green, and the other clones were just white, and they just inserted the Bad Batch. And I'll admit, the episode that first episode of Bad Batch really did a superior job in comparison to the comic. But what I dislike is that Pablo Hidalgo then after started making arguments that it was like you're supposed to view Star Wars as a historical thing, so both stories can be true. Like, if you know what I mean. It's bullshit.
There is no, everything, stop worrying about continuity. Just enjoy whatever.
The thing is, what I hate about it is they used to shit on the EU and tell us that we're all idiots for loving that continuity and how canon's going to be superior. And then canon turns out to be so bad, and it's getting even worse constantly. It's unimaginably bad.
It's actually a false advertisement now, because when they decanonized the EU, they said that everything going forward, comics, novels, video games, and movies would all be canon, and that there would be perfect synergy between the mediums. That's what they said.
Yeah.
So with people buying, the Ahsoka book or something, they should get their money back, because they bought it thinking it would be canon and that it would matter.
Well, from what I heard, everyone came back to the author and said, hey, how come they contradicted your book? And she wanted to hold off and ask, them, say, hey, what are you guys doing? What do I say? And they're like, say nothing. I mean, so what? This is what happened now. Who cares about who cares about the book that contradicts? And it's like they didn't even care about it anymore. And that's the thing that kind of sucks, because that means you don't care about the fans.
And why should
buy this stuff? Why should they buy this stuff? It's all made up, make believe.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? Just
why should the fans?
But now we're going to change it up.
Why should the fans care about what they're writing when they don't even care about the source material?
The thing is, as a fan, I mean, I try to like official canon as much as I can, but I think that the majority is really it's just bad. It's not what George Lucas intended, that's for sure. But there are scraps that you can pick up. Like, for example, I'll admit Andor was fantastically written, the new series. And what's interesting about it is that it's based on the character from Rogue One, like a random no one, technically. And no one ever wanted that series, and no one ever expected it to be good, because Obi-Wan Kenobi series was garbage. It was absolute trash. Like, I hate it as much as the sequels, how bad it was. It existed for no reason, changed absolutely nothing, just so they could milk another duel out of Vader and Obi-Wan. It was idiotic.
Well, it changed one thing, though, because it made Vader literally, pardon my English, retarded.
Yeah.
Because now they know that Bail Organa knows where Obi-Wan Kenobi is.
Yes.
And all they have to do is kidnap Leia again to get Kenobi.
Not to mention that
that's all they have to do.
They acted as if the characters in Star Wars were people who watched Star Wars movies and know what's going to happen in A New Hope. That's the point of view they had when they were making the series. For some reason, an Inquisitor knows that Kenobi has something to do with Bail Organa and Leia, as if the Inquisitor watched A New Hope or something. It's stupid.
Yeah, he got the VCR in between the time. And not only is it, I don't know if that's the correct term to maybe for me to call it fourth wall, but there must be a term for that, where it's like the characters, they're not living and breathing within their world. They're like almost like living in our world, but in the world. And
crazy.
I must admit, though, after The Mandalorian, that was the last thing I ever even bothered spending half of 3 seconds with, because they're wasting our time. Not only is, we can all say the disrespect, all the lore, all that stuff. We know that. But more importantly, they know that, and they don't care. And so it's wasting, for me, I feel it's wasting my time to give them the energy even to watch their stuff, to deconstruct it, because they know everything that we know. They know it's bad, and they're playing you for fools if you think that, if a person thinks that maybe I can show them, maybe they can see this. They know, and they
literally just don't care.
They're in a win-win situation anyway, because people who are pissed about one show will show up and watch the next one anyway.
Precisely.
Yeah, they'll figure they'll just get over it, and they'll just feed them something else. I'm tired of that snobbish attitude toward the fan. Just total disregard for the fan is what it is. Let me answer this question real quick. yes, probably all the Bantam novels because it's been a while, and I think they're still good as they used to be. I'm being proven right on that lately, and New Jet Order because I want to see what all RPG references I missed because I didn't know about the RPGs before then, and now that I've heard about it, it's gonna be interesting to reread again.
I have that RPG book.
Mhm.
It's for the D20 system, the New Jedi Order book.
I'm planning to make a expanded universe reborn project this year. This is probably the first time I'm actually even talking about this, so you guys are the first to know, basically. And I'm probably going to try to do some crowdfunding or something like that, simply because I can't do it for free because I need to survive somehow, and that YouTube is my full job, except for some problems that I got into at the end of last year. Basically, the premise is I'm gonna start bringing some of my favorite EU stories onto the screen in animated form. So that's what that's basically gonna be the premise of the project. I already made one fan film, like 8 minutes long, about Boba Fett escaping the Sarlacc, based on the comic book Jawas of Doom, if you know about it. From like
yes, I remember that one.
I made that, and I have like 3 or 4 in the works right now. One is based on Enemy of the Empire with Boba Fett. I got a Darth Maul one based on Star Wars Tales, and a few others like that. Don't want to reveal too much, but I want to make it a regular thing and simply call it Expand Universe Reborn or something like that. And it's going to be true to the EU 100%, like literally.
Sounds excellent. I'll watch it.
You can check out you can check out a trailer I made for the Tusken. It's going to be called the Tusken Raider Jedi. It's based on the Legacy comic book of the flashback with Ashared, Heth, and Obi-Wan.
I'll tell Alora about it because she does watch parties for fan films and stuff. So that might get extra views and stuff sent your way.
Yay!
Nice. The thing is,
I
want. Yeah, sure. Sorry, go on.
Oh no! I was just going to say that. See, and that is to me something that is worthwhile, that we can go within ourselves with our own creation, what we know, what we love. If they're not going to do it, then we will. You're giving something to the fans that they can enjoy, go to Star Wars without wanting to jump off a cliff. That's magnificent, in my opinion.
The only problem is I'm pretty much doing it alone, so I'm supposed to do both the lore videos, the Lego reviews, a whole other bunch of things that I do, and make the fan films. It's a huge pain in the ass. The audio editing for the fan films, it takes weeks. It's a huge pain in the ass.
It's a huge undertaking, I'm sure. Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm the editor basically for my channel, for the most part, and it's really hard to simply concentrate on everything. So that's why I'm going to probably try some crowdfunding or something like that, so that I don't have to think about money, because it's very time consuming. Mm-hmm. So yeah, money problems. It sucks. It sucks.
Yeah,
I know.
Well, if anything's worth doing, it's worth doing, even if it takes a long time and you're having fun with it and getting your creative juices. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, that's the most important thing.
It's incredibly satisfying when I finish the project, and then like when people can watch it. It's like my favorite part, but it's a long way to get there.
Of course, yeah.
And to talk a little bit about the futility, just a reality of where a lot of money comes from. With my clientele, similar to the little offspring of Matt's, all you see are Baby Yoda shoes, Baby Yoda barrettes, Baby Yoda pencils, erasers, and all that. So nothing will matter. They have the quote-unquote Baby Yoda, and these little 4-year-olds are financing all the other crap that's going to happen later.
It would be awesome, though, if they actually turn him into a shoe on the show.
Goodness.
Oh my gosh.
While he's still alive.
Sorry. Have you guys noticed how everyone forgot about Gina all of a sudden when the trailer came out for The Mandalorian season 3? No one.
Oh, yeah.
No, I
It's-
didn't at all.
It's because Gina isn't giving them likes anymore when they suck up.
I was more subtle. I just coughed. Yes. Well, that's an interesting observation. That it. Yeah. I just don't even want to go there. It's sad, but in a happy world, in the happy EU world, if there is one thing I want to say positive about what Disney Star Wars has done and everything, it's made me almost like the Jedi Academy trilogy, Matt. I mean, I'm almost there. I'm close. I'm
Wow.
close.
Wow.
I'm like, compared to this garbage.
Haters gonna hate.
Excerpt.
Look at
I'll
it.
give them credit
I'm
for
not
one thing
hating.
as well. You know, the epic collections that they're giving out with all the comics. They're doing the last of the original Marvel years omnibus, and they included Marvel 108 in it.
Really? Well, that was nice.
I'll give them credit for that one.
Yeah, no, those I would. Yeah, we can say some nice stuff about these. Those Marvel hardback collections they're coming out with, those are wonderful. Those are wonderful.
Oh yeah, the big ones with the Old Republic and all that.
Yeah, no, I've heard some great things about them. They're Marvel's. It's taken them a while, but they're getting all those hard to find books, reprints, getting them out there. The hardbacks are beautiful. It's a great, like I said, the pages look great. Its binding's good. It's a solid thing to get. If I didn't have all the individual ones, yeah, I'd be collecting those, no doubt. And that's some good bread and butter for Marvel, but it's also good for the Star Wars fans. Track all those down. What they did Knights of the Old Republic this past year too, and I mean it's just been really exciting. The stuff
Yeah, they
that
did all 50 of the Old Republic comics, I think.
Yeah,
in
Knights of
one
the Republic,
hardcover
all of it.
omnibus.
Which is honestly, this is why it's so frustrating. I love John Jackson Miller can make some of the best stuff ever. You know, because his Knights of the Republic comic book is one of my all-time favorites.
Wasn't that Ostrander though?
It could be. I mean, yeah. I mean, I can't remember where I had it. I had it like high, number 2 or 3, and rereading it again. Such a great series. I mean, every character is great. And then he plants this big. I won't ruin it for anyone who's going to reread it, but there's this huge plot twist, this big reveal that happens midway or maybe in the 30 issue mark, that he's been planting seeds ever since, the very beginning. And he does little flashbacks. And if you go back to those comic books, it's the same scene, same talk. He was giving you clues the whole time on it. And it was just really and reading it a second time, I remembered some of the things, like, because I knew the secret. I was like, oh, look at this. You should have known all along.
Did it involve a Mandalorian?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that one.
I
I thought the
really
final
good.
twist was great too.
Oh no, that was great. No, yeah, there's a ton of good twists in there, and Griff and Zane are just a great, team. They're one of the all-time great teams.
It ties well into the video game too.
But then, oh really? See, I didn't know that.
Yeah. You see a bunch of characters from the video games.
Oh, you know what? Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Show up, but it's like 10 years earlier or something.
So it's before Darth Malgus.
No, I mean the first one with Revan.
Yeah, Revan's in it too before he goes. Revan,
and Malak is in there before he loses his jaw.
No, they're not releasing them in chronological order. Malik, that's who I meant. Malik, not Malgus. Malik. Yeah, they aren't, and that's a shame. But I don't know how Marvel makes those decisions in a way.
Yeah,
they collected War in there, Nice.
Yeah, the Epic collections are kind of divided into different time periods.
Let
So,
me
so
ask you this: is there a comic book that you're hoping that they reprint in the hardback fashion or collect?
yes, well, not a comic, but the Call Catan graphic novels, kind of
Oh
whatever you
yeah,
want to call them.
those.
Yeah,
Yes,
because
please.
book 2 and 3 are really expensive on eBay now. It's ridiculous. So an
Really
omnibus with the Call
interesting.
Catan story, I'd buy it in a heartbeat.
They should put those. I mean, Bill Dietz wrote those, and yeah, that'd be great if they could get some kind of reprint. I don't know who. I guess Marvel owns the rights to that because that was a Dark Horse Star Wars. That's really weird. I guess Marvel would kind of typically. Who would have the rights to that?
Well, it's Marvel because they're releasing the Dark Horse Star Wars comics now, so they should have the rights to the Call Catan stuff.
Can you? You can't even buy that stuff digital, right? The Cogatarn.
No, I
Not
don't think
legally.
so. Well,
I mean, yeah.
I have them. I have them scanned though on PDFs.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I was trying to be subtle. Well, do you
Yeah,
think that
I
perhaps?
stole them online. That's what I did.
Oh, well, okay. FBI, come get Stieg on his
Yeah.
iceberg.
Bring it.
But do you think that maybe it's an editorial decision because of what they're doing, especially with these Andor things that they don't want people to remember?
Well, here's the deal. No, because they're doing they thought there was going to be an X-Wing movie, so they were republishing the X-Wing novels. I think they'll do anything, grab anything that sells. If you can, and I'm not opposed to this, but it's all about trying to make that dollar. But if they felt like, hey, we can do, pitch the Kyle Katarn, he stole the Death Star plans. Here's his story or whatnot. And you don't have to. You can put the Legends banner on it like you always do, but just sell it. Sell it for what the truth and people. I'm sorry, but it may fool some canon lover to go get some EU. But you know what? Go for it. I know people complain about the Legends banner, and I'm not very particularly happy about the name Legends, but I will say this. Now that there's Legends banners on that old material, that just it's almost like a quality seal of approval, on the book stand. Which books have the Legends banner on it? Those are the ones you buy. Don't buy the other ones. I mean, it's kind of genius when you think about it. A little mark. I noticed that. What was it, last year or 2 years ago? I did a delivery for Twin Sons. Twin Sons was having trouble, obviously during the pandemic. They couldn't get into schools or hospitals because of COVID. So Brian had just a ton of books. I mean, we don't know where to send these. We don't know what to do. And I said, well, hold on. I think I can get him into a school. Let me talk to the school. And I did. I wasn't allowed in the room, which I was kind of sad on, but I think that's because they had something going on at the time. But they did allow me to come into the school and do the delivery so that Twin Sons could, that's the whole purpose. Get the kids those books. And when I say those kids got a beautiful set, they have almost a complete collection of novels. They're all paperback from the expanded universe. I mean, it's very close to a complete set, as complete as you could get. But I just kept because they got all the New Jedi Order, a lot of all the Bantam era ones, some of the the Darth Bane trilogy. I mean, a lot of the good ones. And I was like, wow, this is just a really solid collection that they're going to have in their school library now. That I know some of the kids are checking out.
Yes.
So. But because it had that Legends banner on it, I said, well, now they know it's a good these are the ones you want to read.
Yeah. And if you do want to support things without the Legends, I get so much at the half price bookstores where you can get the ones with the old covers and all that. If you don't want to give the money there and still spread the gospel, if you will, of good Star Wars EU.
No, I mean, that's fine. Some people who are trying to come. Here's the thing: if you're trying, someone said, "Well, it doesn't match up with the other stuff I have on my," Lemuria is a great underrated character. But if you're trying to get uniformity on your bookshelf, I get it. But at the same time, I mean, here's the thing: if you're buying a book from Del Rey's already paid Disney or Lucasfilm for the rights to publish that stuff. They've already paid for that. That was up front. Now they're making their money as they're publishing these novels. So you're giving your money to Del Rey. You're giving your money to Marvel. Marvel's already paid Lucasfilm their amount. They don't get paid per issue. They're trying to make some big sellers here, but they paid for the rights. The distribution rights could be anywhere between 10, 30,000 or more, depending on what you're doing. They give Lucasfilm in return, gives them a list of how many comic books or how many novels they can put out in a standard year. And then, of course, they also have to obey about what they have to get all the material approved. But Marvel and Del Rey, now that they bought the rights, they're just trying to make money off of it. So I have a problem with this because I know there's some good friends of mine who say, hey, if you buy that, you're supporting Disney. Not really. Because Del Rey and Marvel have already given their money over to them for the rights. So buying a Legends novel is just supporting Del Rey or Marvel and basically pointing them in the right direction and say, yeah, this is what we want more of.
Possibly. And like I said, there's no judgment here. Part of me, it's an aesthetic thing because I just get so PO'd when I see that Legend. And you made a good point that I feel safe now saying, perhaps. We're not changing anything, and there's no reason to judge anyone for what they spend their money on. No. We're not going to change their minds. They're going to do what they're going to do.
Yeah, again, I'm not a fan of the Legends name, Legends name they gave it, but if a new book came out from the EU and it had the Legends banner on it, I'd buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd buy it. I wouldn't even complain. I'd buy it. It's a no-brainer because it's what I want to see. But again, I don't care. I mean, I'm just saying that people say, well, I don't do that, so I don't want to give them my money. I don't want to give Lucasfilm my money. You're not. They've already bought that's kind of how you buy the rights to things and certain IPs. That's for everything. That's for games and everything. Mm-hmm. If you want to use that IP, you pay for the rights for that. And then you make as much money as you can possibly make selling those things. And then you renegotiate the deal, years later. You don't get that. They don't get a cut. They don't get commission off that. I mean, you look at the toy. I mean, toy contracts are the same way too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're making a good point that a lot of people maybe don't quite understand that, and that's fine if they don't understand it. But it does make you a bit sad that sometimes you think maybe you're making a point or sending a message that you're not really sending.
Right. Yeah. So I wouldn't worry. And again, if it's an aesthetic thing or you just don't like it, I don't want on there, that's fine. But if there's a cheaper, more affordable way to get it, go for it. It shouldn't matter if it has a Legends banner on it or not. 108 has a Legends banner on it. Are you going to get 108? I did and didn't complain. Mm-hmm. Do you buy omnibuses No, the only omnibuses I have are the Wild Space 1 and 2. I have one other omnibus because it has a bunch of the 25-cent Dark Horse Weekly, and I'm missing a few from that era, the Old Republic era, I think it is, or something like that. No, the prequel era. So I bought Phantom Menace Revealed, the Phantom Menace. I can't remember what it was.
I think it's called the Menace Revealed. I think
Menace Revealed. It's got Aura Singh on the cover.
Third one is out in February.
Yeah, and it's got it just had some Dark Horse Weekly, that newsletter that had a little comic book short in there. It had a few shorts that I didn't have, so I bought that one too. But no, and I bought I'm sorry, I apologize. I have the Droids and Ewoks cartoon omnibus too, because that was just great. I never was going to collect all those comic books, and that's got to be one of my favorite omnibuses besides Wild Space, because it was like, man, you checked so many boxes off for me when you made this. Like everyone says, well, do I have the original Marvel run? Not individual issues. No, there's no way I'd go in and collect those. But I do have all their, when Dark Horse first reprinted all that, I got those
the white ones?
Trades, the trade paperbacks, the original Marvel series.
Yeah.
when they and then they did the comic strips with Russ Manning. They put those, they call it Classic Star Wars. They put those in like 2 or 3 trade paperbacks. I bought all, and in the early years they put in a trade paperback too.
Mhm.
I bought all of those when they first came out because there was no way I was going to go through there and find every single one, every single issue. I would buy trade paperbacks of anything that had issue 0, and for a while, to get you to buy the trade paperback, they were putting an additional 0 issue in there, like Mara Jade by the Emperor's Hand had a special 0 issue that was only in the trade paperback. And they did that for one other one, if I can remember.
Gosh, you're bringing back memories. You're bringing back great memories.
Yeah, the monthly Star Wars title
Mm-hmm.
had a Kiadi Mundi, like Star Wars 0, Prelude to the Empire, I think it was, or Prelude to the Rebellion, or Prelude to the, I can't remember what it's called. But I do have that in print now, but it was an old Flash cartoon, comic strip cartoon that they used to do back in the early 2000s. So they tried to do something new. It was like I can't remember, it would move. The images would slightly move and the word bowls would pop up. But I now have that. You can get that. I download a digital copy of that in print. I printed it out. I have a lot of the web strips. I printed those out in a trade paperback for myself too.
I have 2 omnibuses with the newspaper strips.
Oh yeah, those are great. Those are great. Go ahead, Teresa.
Oh no, I was going to say, there were those, and I'm just also looking now as everything you just said. Go to eBay, everyone. You can go ahead and pick these up if you haven't, if you can't find these available.
Yeah, the only thing that sucked was when I moved here, some of my books and stuff got lost, and one of them was one of those stupid Clone Wars Adventures comic digest.
Oh yeah.
And it was one of the most expensive ones too. I thought they were all cheap. But some of them are super expensive. And the one I was missing was the Darth Maul Savage digest. I can't remember what it's called. Sith Brothers or whatever.
That one was just released in an omnibus.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it was in the 4th Clone Wars one.
Yeah, when I was moving, I threw away because I had boxes on boxes and I reused them. And so I just threw them away. But this was so little, it probably slipped underneath the flap of one at the bottom, and I didn't even see it. And it probably just got chucked because it's so light. I wouldn't have been able to tell if there was a book in there or not. And I bet that's what happened to it. So it was totally missing. And a few comic books and stuff. But again, I don't know. I just hate when little stuff like that goes missing. But that one hurt me. Someone gave me a $50 eBay gift card for my birthday, and the book cost like $57 on eBay or something. I was like, oh well, so I guess I'm getting it for cheap. But I had a goal to use that eBay card on something else. But when I was missing that digest, I thought it was gonna be like $14 or I know I couldn't find one for cover price. So some of them go for cover price, but for some reason others just go for way higher. So I never understood how the secondary market works like that, and what makes, I guess because it's got Darth Maul on the cover, it makes it special. But
well, one of the great
I know that Sons of Dothamir comic book is expensive, and I collected that.
It's $32 on Amazon for the omnibus with those comics in it.
Have they done reprints of that?
Yeah, the Darth Maul and the Savage guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the.
I didn't know the Clone Wars Adventures the digest books got a reprint collection, but that's good. That's good. So I'm glad. I don't know what the rhyme or reason is for.
Oh,
Marvel
sorry. Is it Darth Maul, son of Dathomir?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's in it was released in August. The omnibus.
Not right after I'd probably gotten it.
That was like after it got canceled. The show got canceled when Disney bought it.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
The show had gotten canceled. That was a storyline they were going to do. So Dark Horse turned it into a comic book, a 4-issue comic book. It takes place after what we saw of season 6.
5.
Go ahead.
5. Whatever.
5.
After.
Thank you.
Yeah.
5.
Didn't they kill off the guy though? Savage Press. I thought they killed him off.
Yeah, Sidious killed him.
Yes, they did.
That was a really good episode. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like dying. How happy
that was in season 5, right?
Yeah,
when they killed him off. Yeah,
it was like the first time you see
that. Darth Maul, son of Dothamir, happens. The other one I'm talking about, I'm probably getting these confused for you, Stieg, was the comic book digest with both of them in it. That one took place before the episode in season 5. But
do you guys think there's a possibility of Sword of the Jedi being petitioned back to, getting released or something?
Who's doing that petition, by the way?
I
saw you posted on it. So what?
Yeah, some EU groups on Facebook or something like that.
I mean, I've never seen a petition be answered.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only thing about. I mean, I love it. And that was very kind of you to promote it. But I've never seen one be answered before. So I'm not trying to be negative. I mean, go for it. But
you're being real. That's the thing.
So what?
You're being real. Simply, it's reality.
In a way, yeah.
It's also
Sith Hunters. Thank you.
Dangerous, because what if they Disneyfy it?
Well, I mean, so let me talk about that one. That's the other one I want to talk about. I hear people talk about, well, if they bring it back, it'll be this awful version that we've been seeing from all these other. Yeah, but where are we seeing that? We're seeing that from new authors, not from the old guard. If they brought it back and it was done by a Stackpole, a Denning, one of these people who've been taking care of the canon, I think they'd do a good job. I think it would be good.
I think so too, but would they do what they did to Weiss and Hickman? Weiss and Hickman is saying, okay, this is all great, but sorry, pals, we're going to edit it and suck it.
No, that's a great point. That's a great point.
It's sad.
I would hope since this is part of Legends, it would have to fit within that canon, and they could fight for it. But I mean, that's true. What was the name of the publisher that they had?
Weiss and Hickman. Well, right now it's all owned by Wizards of the Coast.
Okay,
at least
so Wizard of the Coast is their own publisher. They publish their own novels.
Or at least they hold the rights.
The reason I ask is it Del Rey? Is it Penguin? Is it Random House?
I don't know.
Or is it? It sounds like it's Wizard of the Coast putting their foot down on it.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'd like to see. I'd like to see
the Marvel 108. That one stuck to the EU.
Yeah, and when I interviewed Matthew Rosenberg shortly after it, he told me he said there's a lot of fans of the old expanded universe at Marvel, and that they would love to do more. They'd love to do more, but Lucasfilm isn't willing to let that happen. It was pulling teeth to get 108 through.
I think Drew Corporation had been contacting Disney too, asking if he could do the Darth Zana duology. Well,
someone said this. Someone said that someone like James Lucino's upset. This is on Chris Nelson's last stream. Like, what's his name? Stover, Lucino. They're done with Disney. They're done with Star Wars. I mean, with Lucasfilm, and it's almost like you give me money, I'll write a story for you. I'll write a story if I get paid. So I'm thinking, well, how much are we talking? Because if fans could, if there could be an agreement, Kevin J. Anderson, this is what came up on Chris's stream earlier this week. Kevin J. Anderson had a Kickstarter where for $5,000, he'd write a novel for you. What do you want? And it'd be the only copy. He'd send it to you, sign it and send it, print it, sign it, and send it to you. but he's getting paid for his time. So then everyone kept saying, wouldn't it be wild if we all pitched in together, bought it, and said, okay, here's what we want. We want a story continuing from the Legends canon. And I thought, okay, what would be the cost? What would be the charge for other authors? What would they charge?
He wouldn't get away with it because he would make money off of Star Wars illegally. Even if it's just being paid for his time.
If it's one book, I don't know. But if you're maybe on Kickstarter, maybe so, Steve. But what if it's, under the table, the fans have an understanding, Lucina has an understanding, we've given him money, he gives out the story, it's unofficial, he's not selling the story, we're just paying him for his time to write the story. I know there's some legalities to jump around, but I would be interested to see if anyone would take up that offer.
I think that might actually be legal if he didn't put the logo on it, because he could just say that he sold fan fiction.
He just sold some fan. He can market as fan fiction. He can preface it by saying, "Hey, this is not official. It is not official. Is not recognized by Lucasfilm. This is just a fan fiction story I'm writing." And the thing is, if it fit with the canon, which it would, everyone would accept it. Everyone would accept it in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a very good idea because, honestly, even if it's illegal, they don't have to know about it. They don't have to know even who wrote it, actually, if you know what I mean. So there could be this new novel that no one knows where it came from, but it's out there, and you're able to buy it from random people, randomly. Disney can't do a damn thing about it. It has an author, but there's no author on the book. Technically,
someone out there knows a mafia boss or something out there that would know how to do this. Okay, so let's do it. Let's get ourselves a Don Corleone to do the deal for us.
Teresa. That's very kind of you to be subtle about it, but you're the one with all the connections here, and we need a woman to go up and ask these authors. Bat your eyes a little bit.
Cleavage.
I'm gonna. Yeah, there you go.
Well, actually.
There you go.
Wait, never mind. I was like, well, actually, that is an asset here. It worked when I was a bartender, but
there you go, red lipstick.
And we'd all be sworn to secrecy, and we'd just pass it around, and we'd say, no, this was written by my uncle Joseph.
Yeah, everyone can have a different.
They don't have to know. They do not have
Siberia.
to know.
I think that will be a perfect way to avenge the EU.
And what I would do, to be honest, I would like to do it face to face and ask them and be serious. Just kind of talk to them. Just say, hey, look, there's a big group of fans out there. We've been talking about this and we wanted to ask you seriously, what would it take to pay you for your time to write a fan fiction book that continue? Because we just want to just have more stories. But we like the way you write. We want to pay you for your time. We're not asking you you don't have to put Star Wars on the title. Just say, hey, this is, and you can preface it with, hey, this is fan fiction of what I think Corran Horn, let's say go up to Stackpole. This is what I think Corran Horn and Rogue Squadron would be up to these days, and keep it in canon with the other stuff. And if you need to be paid for your time to write this fan fiction that you're going to release to everyone, or we could come up with something to where you release it to the people who paid for it first. Or something like that, I think that would be something some certain people would entertain. Certainly Drew Karpyshyn would love to write a Darth Zana trilogy. Certainly,
he's been asking them.
Neither was
been asking them, and it's been blown off.
Yeah, so all these people, okay, you want to write it. You obviously have an idea and an outline about what you want. You just need to be paid for your time. How much is your time worth? Sean Stewart did Yoda Dark Rendezvous. He was never asked to come back and write anything else, but he's excellent. That's an excellent book.
Oh, that one was awesome. I read it last year. It was.
It's amazing, isn't it? I reread it and I was thinking, wow, what was I thinking? I remember it being fine. I didn't hate it, but I was like, when Chris Nelson told me, oh, that's my favorite EU book, I went, what? That?
Yeah, no. It's great.
But then I read it. It's fantastic. Yoda is written perfectly. Count Dooku, who is pretending to go to pretending to he's pondering to defect from the Separatists and get back with the Jedi. And the thing is, Yoda knows it's a trap. You, the reader, knows it's a trap, but somehow you believe. But what if Dooku could be turned? And you start hoping for this, even though you know it doesn't happen. He makes the impossible seem possible.
Also, Ventress isn't incompetent in it.
No, everything
He's a
is
beast.
written with total respect to the characters. It's so good. So, and then it has that video game reference that I didn't know about. Isn't the Raxus Prime reference in there? No, that was the Boba Fett book. Never mind. That was a children's Boba Fett book. Getting my Dooku moments mixed up.
I've been thinking about when you told me about how you guys tried to contact Disney about the EU and continuing it with the Twin Suns Foundation and everything. And I think I have a pretty good theory on why they will never, absolutely never accept and bring back the EU officially. It's not about money at all. It's more ideological, I'd say. They want to see everything from the past burn on a ideological scale. So it's more about that, because the stories the EU tells are basically about virtuous people, technically, when you look at it. You have real heroes, real virtues, real lessons in the stories.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, the vast majority of canon doesn't have any of that. It's all about the modern. It's Star Wars for modern audiences, if you know what that means.
Yeah,
It means
and
PC crap, basically.
And since they can't remake the movies, they remade everything around it. Around the movies. So it's just they're constantly pushing that. Yeah, this isn't what the movies meant. It's this. And we're proving this with the Kenobi show or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's a values misalignment, and they will never give in. And I've recently heard a rumor, which makes more sense every day, is that one of the reasons why Kathleen Kennedy is still there and not fired for such a huge amount of incompetence, like I've never seen before in any company anywhere, is because she is in bed with BlackRock. She has a purpose at Lucasfilm to push a certain ideology. It makes perfect sense. They can't get rid of her ever. She's still here and she's not going anywhere.
Well, also with the Mandalorian, which was a huge hit in the Baby Yoda sales, the arrow started pointing upward.
Yeah. Why would they get rid of her?
Yeah, they're actually making a lot more money now, and it's Baby Yoda.
Yet still, they have how many? 4 or 5 live action series, of which one was an actual success when you look at it.
Yeah, it's starting to falter now because
there's too much of it. It's bad.
And the Indiana Jones movie,
Oh, no.
it's not getting the cheer. It's people are like, okay, there's an Indiana Jones movie. It's not like, wow, a new Indiana Jones movie, right? Because the fourth one was kind of divisive.
The fourth one got a lot of fanfare. You're right.
Yeah, but
it got a lot of hype.
Yeah, it was hyped like crazy when it was announced, and people were looking forward to it. And then,
but the big difference,
it was kind of meh.
Yeah, the actual movie was, but also the way that the whole Disney stuff works is it's all like one big money laundering thing, because the parks pay for this, the shows pay for this, the Baby Yoda pays for that. So the success, but though I do see what you're saying, especially about the wanting to make it an ideological thing. I consider it modern day iconoclastism. It's they got to take the heroes and destroy them.
Though, sorry.
Go ahead. No, I was done.
Well, one thing that's pretty crystal clear is if you want the EU to come back, right? Or you want Star Wars not to suck, you need to stop paying for the sucky stuff. It's that simple. Because if it's making money, they're not going to stop.
Yeah. it's a double-edged sword. I mean, if someone truly likes to enjoy the newer stuff, well, I mean, like Luke. Luke's
Yeah,
getting a lot of stuff.
if you like it, pay for it by all means. But if you want
Yeah.
the EU to come back, you're not helping by paying for the other one.
Well, what I was getting to is like Luke reviews Bad Batch and it's a bunch of that the new shows and stuff like that. And there's nothing fine because I mean you say this in a lot of your reviews, you're going into these with high hopes.
Not
but
really.
You're coming out with crushed dreams, or lately.
No, actually, I'm not hopeful at all. The thing is, I expect everything to be bad, but when something is not horrible, I'm pleasantly surprised. But for the majority of the shows, it's really bad. It really is. But the thing is, I take what I can get. It's basically that's the way I look at it. But I haven't paid a single dollar for it. That's the key thing.
I mean, do you want to know what's kind of sad though?
Yep.
Back when we grew up in the 80s and 90s, and in Wilkins's case the 60s, we were so used to the next Star Wars thing or the next whatever being great. We were always looking forward to something, and we expected great stuff when we got it, and we never considered that it might end.
Well, the thing is, I actually understand that because I grew up in the 2000s. Basically, I'm born in '96.
Oh my!
I was born, sorry. And the thing is, the reason why it's over now, basically, is everything that you see that comes to success at some point, Hollywood is gonna grab hold of it. Let's say, for example, you have Baby Yoda. It was supposed to be a short-term storytelling, let's say, feature in The Mandalorian, but now they're never gonna let it go. They're gonna milk it dry, if you understand what I mean. So basically, every good thing that they grab hold of, they're gonna milk it until it's not special anymore.
Yeah, and we see it with The Witcher as well.
With everything, it's like every single thing leads to the same.
I was so excited. I'm sorry, Luke. I was so excited about Willow, the new series.
Oh
dear. No, I've heard too many bad things from people who, generally don't, they don't listen to anyone on YouTube. They were just telling me like, oh yeah, it's pretty bad. I was like, oh really?
It's woke.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's beyond woke. It's stupid. I mean, I can live with woke if it's not stupid. I mean, it was just horrendous. I didn't watch it actually. Full disclosure, but I saw just clips of it, and I was embarrassed for everybody involved.
Well, yeah, I was gonna wait till it all finished, and then someone told me, "Don't bother, it's terrible." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, it's just terrible." And I've heard this a lot, like the new Hocus Pocus, terrible. I don't care about Hocus Pocus. What else just came out? Like a 30-year sequel or what? They're doing the delayed sequels for so many years. They're bringing it back, but
Top Gun was great.
Top Gun was excellent.
Oh yeah,
and Ghostbusters Afterlife was good.
That was good. My wife liked that better than the last Spider-Man movie. I was like, no way. But she loved Afterlife, and Afterlife was good because I'll be honest, it's been a long time since kids in a movie haven't pissed me off because they bother me a lot. They're stupid. They're unrealistic. But these kids were like, oh, okay, I get it.
One thing that made a great comeback though was just before Christmas, they released the first new Conan novel in 25 years.
Oh, really? Was that good?
Yes, it was good, and it tied into Red Nails, which is a Robert E. Howard story. The novel actually ends where that one starts. And the original story was included in the book.
Well, I love me some continuity. My buddy Bruce was big into all the Conan novels. I'll have to ask him if he's read that one because he was a big old school Conan fan. Robert Howard, one of his favorites, of course.
Yeah,
this one
underrated. That man was a genius.
Yeah, this new book did, it's not a classic, like the Lord of the Rings or anything, but it stuck to the source material, which is rare,
Yeah, it was playing sword and sorcery, which is what it was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Small time. I just found out about this last night. I had no idea. they were doing a TV show about National Treasure. The movies are one and done fun, nothing too big, but it was fun. And here's the deal. I know this is like a spinoff and it happens within the same world. I haven't heard anything about it, but the thing is, though, I didn't even know it existed till yesterday. So that was kind of wild for me. National Treasure has its own little TV show or TV series, supposed to spin off from the original movies. Like I said, I enjoyed the first movies. I thought they were nice popcorn movies, but I don't know if I'm going to watch a show over it.
No, but I'll
I've
tell
heard
you
it
what
was
has
rather bad. Not because Nicolas Cage isn't in it, but it's a lot of very convenient things happen all the time. Like a bookshelf tips over and a book lands and opens up on the page they were looking for. What are the odds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got those conveniences, and that's in a lot of movies these days. But
connecting the dots.
If you guys
and
are
now
sick
that you
of
can,
Hollywood, sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you guys are sick of Hollywood, I've recently been watching some Korean TV shows and movies, and honestly, they blew me away. Like excellent writing, excellent quality, no Hollywood bullshit. It was phenomenal. So I'd recommend those, especially the horror ones, the zombie stuff. It's so good. The writing is Train to Busan, for example. It's the best zombie film I've ever watched, for example.
Actually, I've been watching some of that as well, and for the first time in my life, been watching things dubbed into English and getting over the sync being off because it's just too much to read. Double down or say everything that you just said. South Korea is killing it right now. It's amazing.
Yep.
Well, didn't they do the Old Boy movie as well? From about 10 years ago or something.
Was great. I don't know if they redid that one, but the original was great.
Yeah, it was twisted, but holy crap, was the writing good?
Oh, look at that Korean drama.
Yeah, Korean drama, yeah. I never thought
by
it
the
in
way,
a million
guys,
years.
There's an EU project. I don't know if you're aware of it. It's going to be a Jedi Outcast series or Jedi Outcast movie based on the actual game Jedi Outcast. I know, Matt, you haven't played it, the Kyle Katarn story. It's probably you don't know the best Kyle Katarn story of them all.
I've played that game from start to finish 20 times.
I make fan films on that game, basically, like the Stormtrooper stuff, the dialogue that they use, and use Kyle Katarn as a plot device in the background. Because you get the Stormtroopers talking. Well, basically, the dude that I'm in contact with him, he's making an animated series from that or a whole movie. So it's it's going to be either one of those. But you can just type in Jedi Outcast trailer and you see what it looks like. The animation looks phenomenal, and yeah, he's like working on it quite a bit.
Awesome.
Jedi Academy was good too.
Yeah, it's probably the most useful Star Wars game that I've ever played, especially mods. I literally have every single expanded universe character in that modded, and I can use the models to animate my scenes. I have I'm just going to reveal it. I'm making a short fan film, like probably 5 minutes long. It's going to be about, if you played Knights of the Old Republic, you have Canderous Ordo telling Revan and the crew of the Ebon Hawk about his exploits during the Mandalorian Wars. And he tells this story of meeting he doesn't know what it is, but it's a Yuuzhan Vong scout ship on the edge of the galaxy. So I'm turning that into a short film. That's one I'm excited for example.
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
A lot of fun.
So
yeah,
fun.
Remember when they had continuity? Awesome.
Breaking news.
Yeah. On that note, I'm gonna wrap this up here because it's getting pretty late for me. But guys, definitely check out Scoundrels Cantina. Luke puts out a lot of good stuff there. You've heard about a few things that he's got working on right now, but definitely check him out if you haven't already. Teresa's channel is phenomenal, especially if you like good in-depth book reviews. And it's you, Rennie, and Stieg, right? I'm not missing anyone, am I?
Lady Gravemaster when she can make it too.
Lady Gravemaster when she can make it. That's correct. But it's just such a fun, riveting dialogue between y'all that I've always enjoyed. But of course, you have a true love for books, so why wouldn't I enjoy that? And
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, so definitely check out that channel. I absolutely do love it. And other than that, let me see what else was I going to say. I'm still a week away. I'm still doing this is the last month for daily rereads. It'll drop back a little bit in February, and so that's what's going to happen right now. So enjoy it while you can. I don't know what else is going on. I don't know how much free time I'll have next week. I'd love to do this again. This was a lot of fun. Thank you everyone for joining. And I guess I'll just end it by saying, suck an egg, Steve.
Thank you. At least I can